Hi, in this video I'm going to create the first Arduino program. It will be a very simple program, and I will detail all the steps that we need to take to program, to create the program on the computer and then to transfer it to the Arduino. I'm going to use the MacBook Air to run the Arduino IDE. So the Arduino IDE is this little program that you can get from arduino.cc. Let me show you. So arduino.cc is the official Arduino website, and if you go to software downloads and then you go to download the Arduino IDE, you can choose the version for your operating system, like Windows, macOS, Linux, all the different versions you want. So the installation process varies depending on the platform you use, of course, but on macOS it's very simple, and you can go to the Getting Started guide here that will tell you everything you need. For example, macOS and Linux have their own guides. Okay. There is details for everything, on Linux as well, and of course for Windows. Okay, so make sure you go to the website to find out more. So the URL for this guide is arduino.cc/n/guide/windows. Okay, so let me go back to the program now. When you open the Arduino, you will get this blank sketch. So a sketch is basically the name of an Arduino program. You can call it a program, you can call it a sketch, it doesn't matter. The thing we are going to do now is, so I have my little Arduino board, which if you saw one of my past videos, I got from the Lego kit, the most complete starter kit for the Arduino. It's an Arduino Uno board, so we are going to configure our Arduino IDE for that. So the first thing I want to do is I want to connect the Arduino board to the computer, right? So Arduino has two main connectors here. One is the power input, but the one we need to connect to the computer is the USB-A port. Okay, you should have a cable like this that has an USB-A port at the end that you connect to the Arduino. You need to press a little bit. Okay, and then the other part of the cable, in my case it's on a USB-B port that I need to add to this adapter for to have an USB-C connection, because I have so the MacBook Air only has two ports, and those ports are both USB-C ports. So you can see I have the audio port here, and then I have two USB-C ports, and I'm going to connect this Arduino to one of the ports. It doesn't matter which one. The only thing that matters is that it connects. So as soon as you connect the Arduino, you will see two LEDs being on. So the first LED is the LED with, there is a little so there is a little label that says on near the yellow. Is it yellow or is it green? I don't know. Anyway, that means that the Arduino is powered on. Okay. There is another LED which is blinking. So this blinking LED is the built-in LED of the board. As you can see, it's blinking because this board came pre-configured with the Blink program, which is one of the simplest programs you can build with Arduino. It's also one that we are going to do now. So basically, Arduino comes with this program pre-configured. So now if we go to the computer here, now you can see that I have my so as soon as you open the Arduino IDE, you will have this empty program. So now I'm going to verify this program to make sure that it compiles. It will compile, of course, because it doesn't have really any code. So one thing I need to tell you is that any Arduino sketch has those two functions, the setup and loop functions. Setup contains the code that runs once at the initialization, basically, of the Arduino, and then the other function called loop will run forever, indefinitely, and it will contain the program code. So you basically have initialization and the main program. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to click this button here, which is called upload, to basically compile the program and load it on the Arduino chip. Okay, so if I press upload, an error occurred because, yes, I didn't configure the port of the device. So the thing I need to do is I need to go to tools here. I'm going to say, okay, the board is the Arduino Genuino Uno. This is the correct name for the board I have connected, but if your board is different, of course you need to choose your board. Okay, and if the board is not listed here, you have a board manager that has a list of many other boards you can connect. So I go back here and I go to tools, port. I choose this port here. Depending on the computer, you're going to have different ports. The ports I have listed here are a Bluetooth incoming port, and then USB modem with the Arduino Genuino Uno wrapped in parentheses. This is the one I'm going to use. So now I should be set. I can press the button again to upload the program. It says done uploading. Okay, so right now, as you can see, the LED that was blinking previously has now stopped blinking. Okay, because basically there is no code running on this Arduino, and this is the default state. Okay, so the thing I want to do now, I want to show you that. So I want to show you this very useful thing with Arduino. So by pressing this button here, which is as the open label, I click, and then I have a set of built-in programs that I can load on the Arduino. So we don't have to write the programs from scratch. We can pick one of the programs that come with the Arduino IDE. And one of the programs that I'm going to pick now is Blink. So Blink, as I mentioned, is the program that is loaded on the, so I can close the old one now. Blink is the program that is loaded on the Arduino by default. There is a comment here on top that has some details. Blink. So we are going to read this. Blink turns on a LED for 1 second, then off for 1 second repeatedly, forever. Most Arduinos have an onboard LED you can control. On the Uno, Mega and Zero, it is attached to digital pin 13. So the built-in LED does have a number that is different for depending on the Arduino device you use. Most boards have it attached to the 13 digital pin. So you can see that we have 13 digital pins on top of the Arduino. Now if you check with yours, you will see the numbers from 0 to 13. So actually they are 14, starting from 0. And then so whatever output you put on that digital output here, whatever level you put, it will be also displayed by the built-in LED. So if you put high voltage, the LED will turn on. Okay. So the program here, as you can see, is organized with the setup and loop functions as usual. And in the setup function, we set the pin, the built-in LED pin, as an output pin. Okay, so pin mode is a function provided by Arduino's library. It takes a number here of the LED and then takes output or input constants. So basically we are setting this pin here to be an output pin, because pins can be configured to be input or output. Okay, you can read or write from them. Then in the loop function that runs forever, forever again, we are doing two things. First, we set the high voltage on this pin using the digital write function. So we say digital write to this pin here to be high. High and low are two constants that, depending on the board, we are going to put a different voltage on the port, but this is an implementation detail. We are basically saying send 5 volts to this built-in LED, okay, to turn it on. Then we call the delay function, which makes the program wait for 1 second by passing 1000, which is the number of milliseconds. And then we call digital write again. This time we pass the low constant, so we say that the LED should be turned off. Okay, right. So this, then we call delay again, and this function here will be repeated forever. So the LED will keep blinking on and off. So now I can verify the program to make sure that it compiles. It compiled. Now I can upload it to the Arduino, and as you can see, the LED started blinking. Okay, the program was loaded into the Arduino and the LED starts blinking. So there's one thing that I want to show you is that I can, if I remove the USB cable now, the Arduino now has no power and it's turned off. There is, you know, the LED that was the on LED that was telling us that the Arduino was running is now off. It has no power, of course, right? And one thing we can do now is we can take the battery. So the kit I bought came with the battery, but most importantly with the battery connector. So this, can disconnect this from the battery, okay, and then connect it again. Okay, then I can connect this to the Arduino, this time not to the USB port of course, but to the power port here. And as soon as I connect this, you can see that the LED, the on LED is turned on, and then the blinking LED keeps blinking because the program we loaded on the Arduino is now still loaded. Okay, memory is kept, it's kept in memory, and it does not need a connection to the computer. Very nice. So we can put this in the woods, on a boat, where you want, and the program on the Arduino will keep running. This is key. And also the very important thing is that Arduino consumes very low amounts of power. This is not like I haven't tested the battery, but I will test it in another video for how long this battery can run with Arduino. Oh, and of course, it also depends on how many components you have attached here, okay, to the circuit. Okay, so I can now remove the power, and the Arduino, of course, turns off. Okay, so this was a very simple example, and I hope that you enjoyed it and maybe you learned something. And we're going to use all the things we talked about in the next project, which will be slightly more complex, and it will involve building a circuit on a breadboard. Okay, so see you in the next video.